You're her.
Go. Scotty was my best friend.
I want to meet the human.
We've all been wrong about her.
Reminders of Him, 2026. Full movie. Overview introduction. Reminders of Him is a 2026 American romantic drama film based on the best-selling 2022 novel of the same name by author Colleen Hoover, whose works have become cultural phenomena on TikTok and across social media. The movie is directed by Vanessa Caswell, known for her delicate and emotional storytelling in Little Women 2017 and 13. The film is a production of Heartbones Entertainment, Colleen Hoover's own company, in collaboration with Universal Pictures and producer Lauren Levine. The film adaptation of Reminders of Him seeks to capture the raw emotion, heartbreak, and redemption that made Hoover's novel so widely beloved. Principal photography began in April 2025 in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where the filmmakers recreated the small-town coastal setting from the novel. Filming concluded in June 2025. The movie is slated for worldwide release on March 13, 2026. Cast and characters. The casting was one of the most discussed aspects of the adaptation. After several months of speculation online, Universal officially confirmed the following lineup: Micah Monroe, It Follows watcher, as Kenna Rowan, the central protagonist. Monroe's casting has been widely praised. Her previous performances balance vulnerability and quiet strength, perfect for the role of a woman trying to reclaim her life after tragedy. Tyreek Withers, The College Tour, Last Kingdom, Seven Kings. Must Die portrays Ledger Ward, the kind-hearted bar owner who becomes Kenna's unexpected ally and love interest. Rudy Pankow, Outer Banks, appears as Scotty Landry, Kenna's former boyfriend, and the father of her daughter, DM. Pankow's role mainly appears in flashbacks that reveal the backstory leading to Kenna's imprisonment. Lauren Graham, Gilmore, Girls Parenthood, plays Grace Landry, Scotty's mother, who has been raising Deem for 5 years. Her character is complex, a woman torn between her grief for her son and her compassion for the mother of her granddaughter. Bradley Whitford, The West Wing, Get Out, portrays Patrick Landry, Scotty's father, who is more reserved but shares his wife's protective love for Diem. Lainey Wilson, the country music star, joins the cast in her film debut in a newly created role named Avery, a supportive figure in Ledger's life and a bridge between the main characters. Plot summary, film and novel basis. The film opens with Kenna Rowan being released from prison after serving a 5-year sentence for involuntary manslaughter. Years earlier, when she was a young woman in love with her boyfriend Scotty, the couple had been involved in a tragic car accident caused by Kenna's intoxicated driving. Scotty died in the crash, and Kenna was convicted. During her imprisonment, she gave birth to Scotty's child, Deem, who was subsequently taken in and raised by Scotty's parents, the Landrys. When the story begins, Kenna is finally free, but freedom does not mean forgiveness. She returns to the small town where everything happened, determined to reunite with her daughter. However, the community remembers her only as the woman who killed Scotty, and the Landrys refuse to let her near DM. Kenna is isolated, penniless, and heartbroken. While searching for work, she meets Ledger Ward, a local bar owner who happens to be Scotty's childhood best friend and a close family friend of the Landrys. Ledger has heard of Kenna but has never met her, until now. Their first encounters are tense. He recognizes her and feels conflicted about her presence. But as he learns more about her remorse and quiet suffering, his judgment begins to soften. Over time, Ledger becomes Kenna's confidant. The two develop a deep emotional connection, drawn together by their shared love for DM and their mutual sense of guilt over Scotty's death. Ledger struggles with divided loyalties, his affection for the Landrys, his love for DM, and his growing feelings for Kenna. The film's middle section explores Kenna's attempts to rebuild her life, writing letters to Scotty that she never sent, working quietly to prove she has changed, and confronting her trauma. Through flashbacks, the audience learns more about the night of the accident, the choices, the misunderstandings, and the heartbreak that defined her fate. Eventually, Kenna's relationship with Ledger threatens to destroy his ties with the Landrys, who see her as a dangerous reminder of their son's death. In a climactic emotional scene, Kenna's letters, which reveal her years of regret, pain, and love, are discovered by Grace Landry. Reading them changes Grace's perception, showing that Kenna's remorse was genuine and lifelong. In the closing act, Grace and Patrick allow Kenna to finally meet DM. The reunion is tender and understated, a small moment of hope rather than a grand, happy ending. Kenna, Ledger, and the Landrys begin to build a fragile new family, united by love, loss, and forgiveness. Themes and tone reminders of him is a story about redemption, motherhood, forgiveness, and human fallibility. It examines the question of whether one mistake should define an entire life. Hoover's storytelling and the film adaptation emphasize emotional realism, small gestures, quiet moments, and the courage to hope again after devastating loss. The movie also delves into grief, not only Kenna's, but also the Landrys. The grief of losing a son and the pain of hating someone who once loved him. Ledger's role reflects the idea that healing often comes from empathy, the willingness to see someone as more than their past. Director Vanessa Caswell is known for her sensitive treatment of emotional material, and early interviews suggest she aimed for an intimate, grounded aesthetic. The cinematography, handled by Jaron Prasant, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Knives Out, reportedly uses soft natural lighting and muted tones to evoke memory and melancholy. The score, composed by Rob Simonson, the spectacular Now, The Whale, combines piano, strings, and ambient textures to mirror Kenna's emotional journey. Production. Background Universal Pictures secured the adaptation rights in 2023 following. The success of It Ends With Us in Verity, which cemented Hoover's status as a dominant figure in contemporary romantic fiction. Unlike the more melodramatic It Ends With Us, this adaptation focuses on subtle realism. Colleen Hoover was directly involved in the screenplay alongside Lauren Levine, ensuring the film remained faithful to the heart of the novel while refining pacing and dialogue for cinematic storytelling. The project was also one of the first films produced under Hoover's company, Heartbones Entertainment, formed to give the author greater creative oversight over adaptations of her works. Filming took place primarily in Calgary, which stood in for the novel's coastal Oregon setting. Local reports described scenes filmed in residential neighborhoods, a lakeside dock, and a small independent bar built for Ledger's workplace. Reception expectations, as of late 2025, early buzz from test screenings and on-set images indicates that Reminders of Him could become one of the most emotional romantic dramas of 2026. Fans have praised the casting of Micah Monroe and Tyrick Withers as a refreshing combination of established and rising talent. Critics expect the film to appeal not just to Hoover fans but also to general audiences drawn to redemption-themed dramas like Manchester by the Sea and Pieces of a Woman. Conclusion, at its core, Reminders of Him is not merely a love story, it's a meditation on forgiveness, accountability, and second chances. The film's tone is bittersweet but hopeful, showing that even in the aftermath of tragedy, love can rebuild what guilt and time have broken. With Colleen Hoover's involvement, Vanessa Caswell's direction, and a strong cast led by Micah Monroe, the 2026 film adaptation is poised to bring one of modern fiction's most heartbreaking yet uplifting stories to life, a cinematic reminder that healing takes time, empathy, and courage.